Come on without being picky.
This week, I want to talk about the growing gap between the real Muay Thai and the rest, in South Australia anyway. Just some observations from last weekend on Valley Muay Thai. Sawadee Krap, welcome to the Think Pink podcast. I hope you enjoy this episode. Please like, subscribe, share and comment. Anything you'd like me to speak about in future, please put in the comments. Anything you disagree with, put it in the comments. Don't forget, if you're not subscribing already, jump on that subscribe. Takes a couple of seconds to do. Hit subscribe and hit the notification bell. And yeah, please watch every episode because a lot can be learnt from these. Okay, so last weekend we had Valley Muay Thai on Sunday in the Barossa Valley, promoted by Paddy Brown from Guerrilla Fight Club in Gawler. Yeah, so there was 21 fights or 20 fights in total. We had 3 on. Adelaide Muay Thai had a bunch on as normal. Guerrilla had them on. Strong Heart, Board, like all the usual Muay Thai gyms. And then, there's the, Full Tilt. There's like massive bunch of gyms. And we're really starting to see the difference now. There's that small handful of Muay Thai gyms that are really starting to develop real Muay Thai, their Muay Thai skills. And you're starting to see the difference between them and then the guys who do Muay Thai, whether it be an MMA gym or whether it be a kickboxing gym, whether it be just a whatever gym, I guess, an all-rounder gym. You're starting to see that gap grow. As I don't mean wins and loss sort of gap. I mean the development, the style. The style is really starting to show through, and which is great. There's more and more fighters coming along that have a Thai style, and there's sometimes it's even they're not a Muay Thai gym, but someone loves Muay Thai and they've managed to develop a bit of a Muay Thai style through watching it, learning how to fight through their trainer, but learning the style through watching real Muay Thai. And I think it's really important as a fighter, as an amateur, right through to professional, to be watching Muay Thai and trying to emulate what you see. The changes now between, it used to be like a real blurred line between, the non-Muay Thai gyms and the Muay Thai gyms. There wasn't a real distinguished gap because there was only a couple of Muay Thai gyms. But the amount of Muay Thai gyms now are growing and more people are starting to jump on the bandwagon of Muay Thai, and it's really starting to show. There's some real quality guys coming through, and some gyms are having their first generation of tidy Muay Thai guys. Some have been making them for a long time, and until recent times, there was only really a slight handful of gyms in South Australia that were doing Muay Thai. And now, it's probably doubling, if not more. And then, as I said, you've got the guys coming from other gyms who, they're from a gym that has a bit of everything, or they're from a gym that has very MMA style of striking, but they love their Muay Thai, so they've managed to develop a Muay Thai style, which is possible. And then you've got gyms that do more than one style and they're good at each style individually. That's, there's nothing wrong with being able to do that in a gym, like whether you have, Muay Thai, boxing, MMA, jiu-jitsu, whatever it is. If you've got them all mixed up in the same gym, that's totally fine. And you can, as long as, the trainers are knowing what they're teaching at the time, or, if you get to it, you get the specialist trainers for each style. It's really important as well. Like when you can get to that point, then you do it. But the style of Muay Thai with the gyms that focus on the Muay Thai is really starting to show through. And you're really starting to see some gyms, as I said, stylistically, it's nothing to do with the win or loss thing. Stylistically, you're starting to see some really starting to drop off. They haven't developed beyond what they had years ago. They haven't tried to learn anything new or develop, their Thai style. While we're talking about last weekend, I wouldn't mind talking about my guys and how they went. I had 3 guys on. I was the MC. First of all, sorry to my lad Evan and his opponent from Element. I accidentally called out the wrong winner. They were the first fight that went to decision. I accidentally misread the sheet. So I accidentally called out the Evan one and then had to backpedal really quickly after Alan, the judge next to me, pointed out that I'd fucked up. So sorry about that, Evan, for getting your hopes up, and sorry to your opponent for making you feel disappointed for a moment, though you did handle it like an absolute legend. You looked a little bit disappointed, a little bit shocked, and then you were fine. Like, really professional. Like, for a first-time fighter, very professional acting, very mature-minded. It was really good. So, yeah, Evan lost on points, and, man, it was actually a really good fight, really even fight. I'm interested to see now Evan fighting at his own weight, because we were walking around lighter than we were at 71 kilos 2 weeks out, and the fight was a gentleman's agreement at 73. It was 75 kilo weight division, but it was a gentleman's agreement at 73, and Evan full of food weighed in at 72 point something. And I think skill-wise, they were really even. I think it was size that kind of lost it for Evan. And, he won't have that excuse in the next one. He won't have that reason or excuse, whatever way you want to look at it. He will be backing it up in another 3.5 weeks, which is really cool. I've had faith in him since the beginning, hence inviting him into the fight team and matching him. I think he lacked a little bit of that faith in himself, but I reckon on Sunday he proved to himself that he can do it. And he proved that, with a bit of listening and, having the stern word here and there, it's actually working really positively for him. And I'm looking forward to seeing what he does with this. He's only 17. He's got the rest of his life ahead of him. And yeah, I'm really looking forward to seeing. I'm really proud of him, actually, like stepping up. And he was really nervous beforehand. As I said, I was the MC, so we had old Greg and Benji cornering for him, and they handled the cornering duties really well. I'm still a bit of a control freak, so I struggle to totally stay out of it, but Evan listened reasonably well. A few things he didn't really follow through on, but first fight, you kind of expect that, and then as the fights go on, as you get more experienced, you start to be able to listen better, be able to follow instructions, and it is hard to hear in shitty headgear anyway. Next up, we had Finn Jackson. So it was his first fight also. I saw something in him pretty early that I wanted to, I thought he could be a fighter, and a lot of the reasoning was his dedication. So he used to train a couple of days a week at M16, and he started working next door. He lives not far from my gym, but one of his best mates trains at M16, so he was traveling all the way down there to train, and then he spoke to Miles, and he came over to me, and man, he works right next door. He works in the shed next door where the gym is, so really convenient for him to finish work, walk straight in the gym. He helps with the kids' classes now too, and his dedication has been off the charts. Like, the only time he doesn't come is when he's taking extra work, extra shifts, like whether it be overtime or whatever, and he is doing that also to think ahead. So when he can't have time off, when he can't have time off for training, his boss understands, because he gives it his all during the time when he can. I think it's a really important one where, outside of fight preps, that you do everything your boss asks you to. You do the things your wife needs. You you know, dot all the I's, cross all the T's outside of fight preps, so that these people who, you know, control a part of your life can give you some freedom during fight preps or whatever. So yeah, he's been absolutely smashing his training. Now, I think with him, his main thing is going to be stylistically, how he develops, not necessarily skill wise, but more his, you know, his stance and his guard and stuff like that. So he fought someone who had one fight. It was a really even matchup. I'm another one who I'm interested to see fight at the weight that he should be. His next one will be at 63.5. On the weekend it was 67, which was really easy for him. I think he ate breakfast and made weight. But his third round was his strongest. He really came on, was like a real clinch up session in the third round. But he did bits of everything. Body kicks, some leg kicks, defense, clinched. Was good, really good. And I spoke to the missus the day before and I predicted who was going to win and who wasn't. And it was not through their abilities and stuff, but I pretty much guessed it all right. I pretty much guessed exactly how it was going to go. And I did say that if anyone was going to be the win, I think it was going to be Finn, just through covering all bases and knowing he's got confidence in how hard he's trained, how much he's developed. Really hard to find in the next generation of guys. So yeah, really happy with him. And on to the next one. He should be backing it up in 3.5 weeks as well, just waiting on confirmation of a matchup. And then towards the end of the day, we had Dave Tiv jumping back in after not fighting 2.5 years. His last 2 fights were a week apart. He fought 3 times in a very close, real close together. 2 of them were like a week apart. And so he got really banged up in his second fight against Johnny Machida from Gorilla. And then he fought again a week later on Muay Vic and his leg was jacked. Like, he didn't block any leg kicks the whole time against Johnny, and Johnny was chopping him hard. Dave's got massive heart. And yeah, the next fight, he just couldn't, his body was trying to heal. He just had no energy. His body was just struggling with that trauma in his leg. So yeah, this was the first one back in 2.5 years, and he only walked back in the gym really like maybe 8 weeks ago, but has been working really hard since he got back in, and he set some goals for himself, which is really cool. Having already fought, you'd expect if you're going to come back to fighting, you'd set some goals now. You wouldn't just come back and do what you were doing before as an amateur. And now he's an amateur, but he's already got plans for where he wants to go with it, which is really cool. Once again, hoping he backs it up in 3.5 weeks as well, just waiting on a matchup for that. But yeah, he went out there and his opponent's been quite busy, like fighting regularly and stuff. And we've fought him before in his first fight. And man, he's got some skills, and he's tidy, and he knows what Muay Thai is. He knows how to play the game. And I was a bit not worried, but I thought it was going to be. I didn't think Dave was going to come on so strong in the third round like he did. He was hurting his opponent with body shots and stuff, and it was real strong fight from him. He did get kneed in the face through just some silly errors of, I said I didn't say, the corner said he's got a leg kick, so he'd throw like 4 in a row without any setup. So by the time he was getting too close for his 4th one or whatever, his head was down and he was almost in the clinch trying to leg kick, which was a bit silly. But I think, a lot of it was nerves, and it's been so long since he's been in there that, when it's your first fight and you're nervous, it goes generally as energy. Whereas when you've fought before and you're nervous, it's, you kind of know what to expect. And I think it messes with your head a little bit more, like as in makes your body weaker, because your brain is like, you know what to expect. And I think it messes with the brain a little bit more. But man, he stuck it out. He fought really well. Got chopped a little bit early, started blocking. The only thing I wanted him to do was to go forward more. So less standing in front, less going backwards. And he's got the skills to use on the back foot, but, you know, I think that should be a last resort. I think he just needs to, you know, pressure a little bit more of a pressure fighter, which we'll see in the next one how that goes. And if he works for him, then we keep developing that and make a particular style. I've kind of got my eyes set on how I want to develop him for the time being. And, you know, we'll see in the next 5 or 6 fights what sort of style he will be. But overall, like, you know, it's one of those rare ones where I walk away from a show going, cool. I'm happy with the guys' performances. And, you know, they're all keen to back it up, and, you know, we're just going to try and find a match up for Tammy. If anyone's got any girls out there locally, first timers preferably, we're looking at 60 kilos for her. If anyone's got anyone for the 24th of August, great, for SA Muay Thai League. Now they're back, you know, with Muay Thai Australia, where we're back on the show. Because we know we've got some more reliable judges, and the rule set suits what we're doing. Yeah, so looking forward to seeing how the guys go from here. But overall, if you're in South Australia and you're not doing the real Muay Thai, watch this space, because it's developing really quickly. It's really starting to show through, and yeah. Can't be happier. It's great. It's something I mentioned many years ago when I first came back to Australia, that, you know, SA needed to change, and I'm happy to play a part in that. And thank you to everyone who else has played a part in it, because it actually means a real lot to me. So yeah, Muay Thai first, guys. Muay Thai first. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you again next week. Khop khun krap.